right, well, we'll get started. So tell me who you are and how you got involved in the beef industry.
I'm Garrett Holenbeck, and I'm from Long Pine, Nebraska. I grew up with my dad working in it and my family owning a ranch when I was really little, and I always wanted it. And one thing was when my grandpa had cancer when I was a little kid, I was too young to understand what all that stuff was, and they had this little you Google a picture of a speckled cross cow. That's kind of what it looks like. It was a Longhorn Cross Angus, and got my grandma convinced to buy tags because that's the tag color I told her we used, and it wasn't even that. It was just I wanted them. So my grandpa, when he was sick, he tagged it, and then we lost him that summer. And ever since then, I was bound set that I wanted to have cows, and I really enjoyed it. And I've been grateful enough to get my cow herd started, so now I'm kind of hooked into it and don't want to quit the beef industry. So
that's awesome. How have you managed having your own beef herd and being a student and a work study for you?
It's been a task. Luckily, my uncle's really good with working with me, and he helps me. He takes care of them while I'm gone, and I try to go back as much as I can during calving and stuff. And my first semester down here, that was the only thing that kind of got me through school. Was every weekend I got to go home and be around my own cows. When I started in the spring, didn't really know anybody, so I was kind of lonely down here. So it's definitely a chore by managing, make sure I have enough money to pay for stuff down here, and then enough money to drive 5 hours back home to go help watch cows. So
probably build up a good skill set for your future life and time management.
That is for sure. Having to make sure that I'm on time for something, or you have to be back home to help with something in the afternoon. I have to make sure I can get done with my stuff here and drive 5 hours and make it there on time. So.
Yeah, it makes for long weekends, but worthwhile. So what do you plan on doing once you graduate?
I would like to keep growing the cow herd and eventually have enough that I can just work for myself, or I would like to go work for different operations just to get a feel for how their operations work. And then in the end, when I get all my cows and land figured out, I can take what I've learned from all the different operations of what I liked and what I didn't like and kind of blend them together and make it so that way it'd be more economical for me and see if it wouldn't work better.
Yeah, that's a good experience to get it elsewhere and then pick and choose, like you said, to figure out what works best for you. What was your favorite thing about the beef program when you were here? Because you were here an extra semester, right? Or an extra year.
I've actually been at the beef unit for just 2 years. The first semester I didn't have any beef classes, so that's the worst part. But the thing with the beef program is we're kind of a family. Well, the class, I mean, you go into any class, we're joking around, making fun of somebody. So, especially earlier this year when Wade got ran up the fence, I think he didn't hear the end of that for about 2 months. So.
Yeah, that was so funny. I think that was my highlight.
I've made a lot of friendships down here. Like Jose, he was here my first semester. I took the AI class. That was really the only class I had out here, and met him. And Jory, and them, they brought me back kind of just how they acted, and I was like, well, if this is how this part of the program is, I want to be a part of it. And I'm really glad I did, because I've made a lot of good friendships through it. So
it is fun to see you guys interact, especially that first time when the sophomores got to work with the freshmen, seeing them all merge together.
Yeah, I always like to make everybody joke around, so if nobody's joking around, I sure like to mess with them. And just like that first time there towards the end, everybody's joking around with everybody, so I like everybody to kind of joke around. That's the only way anything seems to be fun. So.
Yes, yeah. So what is the best memory you've had from being in the beef production program?
Oh, there's a lot of them. How to narrow it down. Like I said, the Wade one, that one is for sure.
So explain that situation.
So we're trying to get pictures for the bull owners, wasn't it? We were kind of sorting off.
Yes.
And this one, he was acting a little hot. I remember the number and everything, and we got him kind of sorted off, and he kind of seemed a little hot-headed. So we were just joking around, like wondering who's going to get ran up the fence, and he ran to the other side of the pen. We're like, okay. Except he didn't just run, he kept going, and Wade, he's got this walk about him that he's coming, you can hear his feet.
And tell us about Wade. Is he...
Oh, he's a good, cool kid.
He's probably one of the slowest walkers.
Yeah, he takes his time to get there. So bull came running at him. He just kind of turned around and slowly did his walk, and then turned around and looked again. The bull kept coming. He kind of went a little bit faster. Finally, he looked back again, I mean, that bull was 4 foot from him. He took off running up the fence, and Toby, Jacob, and I were on the west side of the pen, just started laughing. And he circled back around, and I know Toby and I couldn't climb a fence for laughing too hard. And we've learned then you don't trust that one, because then every once in a while he might do something like that again. So
Be careful with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
just thought it was funny that he went after the slowest.
yeah, I mean, out of everybody, and Wade was just minding his own business, doing nothing to him, and he just went after Wade, and everybody was up the fence, and the next pen of bulls we had to go in, there was another one that we knew was like that, and nobody wanted to get in the pen with him just for the simple fact of what had happened at Wade's, but everybody's laughing. That was by far one of my favorites. There's a lot, but that one stands out the most.
Yeah. So what's the most beneficial thing you learned or did?
Beneficial was getting to meet a bunch of people like you and Jory, and then like Marty, having just people that if I ever had questions could ask, and then making friendships with everybody down the road. I mean, if I ever need help or somebody needs help, it's kind of nice, you know, you can call somebody that you went to class with or met here, and they'd be really helpful. And one of the things I liked was the preg checking. I'd never really been around it other than just palpating them, but the blood drawing and stuff was kind of neat, even though, you know, I didn't like the needle part of it, so that wasn't much fun, and made the tail start squirting blood everywhere, and I thought I was going to kill her, so that was the only downside. I don't like needles, so.
Yeah. Yeah. It is cool. All the friends you make in college are for sure gonna last you a lifetime, and since you are in the ag business and they're gonna stay in the ag business, you can always rely on them and ask them for their advice or questions. So it's pretty cool.
And it was kind of interesting. I came all the way down here to get away from people that I knew, meet new people, and there's a girl that is in the animal science that her family is our neighbors back home, and then Demi, also in the beef program, I've known her. Well, her aunt dated my uncle when we were really little, but my family's known her forever too, so it was kind of crazy. I got away from people that I thought I was going to know and came down here and found two more.
Yeah,
So
it's a small world for sure.
yep.
Very small world. So what's one life lesson you learned that will carry on with you?
No matter how hard it gets, you got to keep going. Like last year during calving, I was the work study, and it seemed like the calves just took forever to come out, and nobody'd be signed up, so I'd have to take it on, and I'd go 3 days or 4 days of barely any sleep, and which is a good thing. It got me through some stuff at the time, but that's what taught me really what's in this beef industry, if I wanted it or not, and I loved every minute of it. I might have been tired and nobody could understand me, but I was sure enjoying it all.
Sure is worth it once that calf comes out. Huh?
Yeah, that was the best reward of it, especially saving one or something like that was the best feeling in the world.
Yep, all worth it. That's awesome. So what's the hardest thing you did but had the most rewards during your time at Colby Community College?
Oh. Hardest thing would be probably a lot of the classes. Just, I struggle. I can do good, but if I get bored in class, I can't pay attention anymore. And I really worked hard, tried doing better, and then this year I made the honor roll.
Yeah.
And then last year, with everything going on and how much I was trying to do good in school and working, I won the Outstanding Trojan Award for the beef program. So it's came along. Nobody in my high school had ever thought I was going to win an award or make the honor roll. And I didn't expect it till I just happened to look on it, see who was in the beef program on it, and I seen my name, and it caught me off guard. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So tell me about that Outstanding Trojan Award. What is it, and how did you get it?
So, from what I understand, it is if you have you're there for the program, you're a good student, and you're on top of you have good grades, and you're kind of just an overall good person in your program is kind of what I understand it as. To be honest, I don't know how I got it last year. I guess I'm just sociable is what everybody tells me. So, and I was starting to do good in school, and I actually was a freshman in the fall semester, so I didn't start the spring or the sophomore stuff till my spring. So I kind of figured I didn't even know they did it. So when they said they were, I'm like, well, I'm out of the running. I've only been here for a semester, but Jory taught me a lot, and she had a lot of respect for me. At the end of the year, I started seeing that she believed in a lot of the stuff I could do, and it made me believe. So, and I mean, I was willing to take my shirt off my back for somebody out here to help. So I kind of just, I don't know, I guess that's what that award was about, was being special. And guess I did it. So.
Yeah, you truly were an outstanding Trojan in our program. You impacted it a lot and improved it tremendously.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna miss. Not gonna lie, I'm gonna miss the whole beef program. Getting to joke around with everybody, and I mean, once you're in the beef program, it doesn't matter where you are. You run into somebody, and they're gonna make fun of you or mess with you or do something. So
you're always welcome back. Like you said earlier, we're family, so
nope.
it's pretty cool. You gain a lot of really awesome, strong relationships that last your lifetime.
Yep. It's an honor for sure.
So, what piece of advice would you want students after you to know?
Don't give up. I'm actually the first kid in my household to graduate college from my parents didn't. And we've gone through some hardships my parents have, and I've helped. I've had my fair share of stuff, and I always wanted to give up, and I wasn't ever going to go to school. And then I had some older people in the ag industry that were telling me some of the stuff that was changing, and I needed to go to school. Just for the simple fact of this program is farm and ranch management, and there's been a lot of people, bankers coming back to where I'm from and buying land, and then they want somebody with a college degree to run it. So they told me it'd be better off to go get that piece of paper. And I'm like, yep, I'll do it. And I'm glad I did it. And I mean, I've struggled, had to work my way through and bust my butt. And that'd be my advice to younger students: is just because somebody says you can't or you don't think you're capable or don't have the money, you can sure try something to get through it, because at the end it'll be worth it.
Yep. And sometimes the hardest things you do are the best things you'll ever do.
I'm just glad I did, because I would never have met anybody down here or anything like that. So
that's awesome. So how was the beef production program instrumental in your growth and preparation for your future career?
To learn some of the more hands-on stuff, just like the preg checking, which was it was nice to learn different ways to do it, and then seeing like the grow safes, how all that stuff worked, and then getting the kind of hands-on with all your bowls and getting the semen check and all that stuff, which was kind of cool. I'd never been around it. I'm always in the back having to help push or do something. So, and then kind of just being hands-on with your calving and being responsible for your calf checks and stuff like that, which I think was really good for people to learn. And yeah, just all the different things out here. There's so much that you can learn from, and it's kind of handy to know and enjoy and always remember stuff like that. So.
And you really get what you put into it.
Yep. If you only do half stuff, you're only going to learn half. But if you're there every day and you want to learn, you're going to learn for sure. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell me about being a work study.
Work study is also fun. If for kids who want to come to school who don't know if they can afford it, you get to be around. If you work like I got to work for you and Jory in the beef program, that's what I was doing. It's kind of nice because you get to come out and you'll be stressed with classes or something, but you get to come out and work, and they work with your schedule, which was nice. And I mean, you get responsibilities, which after this program you're going to have anyway. So it's kind of nice to get in the groove of it and figuring out. And it also helps you make good friendships with people, because you're having to deal with other students and help them sometimes, or they have to leave town, so you have to cover for them or something. So then they'll come back and help you sometime or something. So it just gets nice to kind of meet them, and it helps you get more acquainted with everybody. So, and it keeps you busy, it keeps you out of trouble, so you don't have to worry about calling your parents in trouble or something. So
there you go. Well, and you probably get a little extra hands-on experience with some of the other stuff, like when in the August we preg checked by ultrasounding.
Yep.
So just a little bit extra experience that other students just in the program may not get.
And like last year when we AI'd and stuff like that, I got to come out and actually help AI the herd, and then we hauled them off the grass later on, and that was fun because I really enjoy AIing. I'd like to do it in the future, and so that was more of a helping hand. And then like this year when calving started ramping up, I was always at your desk asking which ones I AI'd, if they calved yet or not. So that's always the reward too, is like AIing, and then you'd see them have the little calf, and you're like, I kind of helped create that little thing. So
yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, is there anything else you'd like anyone to know about?
Oh, don't give up. just if somebody tells you you can't do something, prove them wrong. I'm glad I went to college and proved everybody wrong who told me I couldn't never make the honor roll. So,
Yeah, there you go.
but
It's pretty cool.
yeah,
God stories.
yep. I've had a lot of them. I sure don't back down. So,
Yeah, there you go. Just make you stronger.
yep.
All right. Well, thanks, Garrett.
Yeah, thank you for the fun year.